What's up, snake fans? Dave Palumbo here for Muscle Serpents Daily. And today we're going to be looking at leopard motley albinos, aka eclipses. That's right, the Eclipse Boa project. That's when you combine the recessive leopard with the incomplete dominant motley, one copy, you get a completely black snake. And that is called an eclipse. It's not to be confused with an IMG boa, which is an increasing melanistic gene boa. This is just a combination of when you put leopard and motley together, you get a solid black snake. It's kind of like a chocolatey black. You add albino to that, you get an albino eclipse, or a sun eclipse as they call it. Anyway, I want to show you some babies I had a couple months ago, and I'm going to show you some babies that are not babies anymore, that are 2020s, and that they're still available, and I want to show you how they progress as they go from babies to adulthood. And they're all going to be available if you guys want to pick up any. So there's some good opportunities here, and I want to just show you about the project because a lot of people might not be that knowledgeable about it. A lot of you might know a lot about it, but these are just some opportunities to get into that really cool eclipse project, and taking it to the next level obviously is what we're working on right now, trying to add other genes into it, T positives, hypos, maybe VPIT positive. There's a lot of great potential with leopard and other genes, and when you put motley in there, it just makes it that much better. So let's take a look and see what we got. Look what I have to wake up to every morning. This beautiful peacock sitting outside my window. Actually, it's always a different one every day. This one's, we call this one Melissa, after a friend of ours who she reminds me of, and my daughter loves her. We always say, my daughter always says, my friend is here, she's here to visit. I think it's actually a pied. It looks pied to me. It's a pied peacock. We only do morph peacocks here in Cape Coral, Florida. We don't allow the regular ones here. We only want morphs. So we're breeding for pied here only. I have a feeling she's always sitting on top of my car too. I have a feeling we're gonna get a clutch of eggs pretty soon. And I might have to put them in the incubator. You never know. You never know. If they're in my garage, they go into the incubator. If she has them someplace else, then she's on her own with these. All right, we're gonna start off today's video with this little guy. This is a motley het leopard, het albino. And you can see when you have motley with het leopard, you get this striped animal, side stripe. You can still see the motley pattern, those little circles on the back. And these guys were only born maybe about a month ago. They've eaten a few meals now, which is kind of cool, but they're little. They're little. I told you, these boas are small, and you think the dwarf boas are bigger than these boas when they're born. And this is a really nice one. I actually like this one a lot, actually. Nice black eye, even though he's not visual leopard. Now, a lot of people would think, hey, maybe that's an eclipse. But eclipses wouldn't show pattern. They would show maybe a little striping, but they wouldn't have that motley pattern right there on the dorsal end. So this is a het. Motley het leopards will look like this. Now, let's go see his sister here. This is probably an eclipse. This is, see the solid head? Solid head gives it away, and that really jet black eye, the leopard eye. So this is a visual leopard that's also motley, which creates what we call the eclipse, which is the solid black, chocolatey black snake. It does have a little, you can see a little bit of striping down, but this is pretty standard for an eclipse. And I'm going to show you some older eclipses in a second that I have available, actually from 2020, from 2 years ago. Same parents, actually. And let's take a look now at this guy's brother. Here's another, what I believe to be, this is another motley het leopard, het albino. All these are het albino, by the way, too, which makes them really cool because you can make albino eclipses, also known as sun eclipses, which would be a leopard, recessive, motley, incomplete dominant, and albino recessive. So very cool. We got some really cool looking stuff. I like the dark stuff. I don't always like albino, especially with leopard and motley. Beautiful. Here's a visual albino leopard. And these are, by the way, these are Call Albinos. Let me get out of here. Beautiful. Get the leopard pattern with all the black removed, because the albino, you get that beautiful red eye, ruby eye. But you get all that nice pattern in the albino, which you don't normally get, you know. So you get the leopard. And leopard, by the way, even though it looks really dark, when you remove the darkness, there's a lot of reds in there. That's why you see all this coraling red. Look at the faces all saturated red. Beautiful, beautiful animal. And here's actually a really beautiful albino. It's actually just het for leopard. And you can tell that doesn't look like just any normal albino, because the leopard gene in the het form has a lot of visual cues. A lot of darkness, which in the albino turns red, you know, oranges. This is very purple, the snake too, very purple. Look at a lot of saturation in the snake. One of the nicest albinos I've ever seen, actually, just for an albino het leopard. There's no motley in here whatsoever. So this is a more affordable snake, obviously, because it doesn't have the visual leopard in it, but beautiful. Look at that little cross on its head. Very, very nice. What is this? Let me see. This is a male, beautiful male. Someone might want to pick this up and get this into their project, produce their own albino leopards. Once again, he's 100% het leopard and albino. Beautiful. Shocking, I still have these guys left. These are the adults, I'm telling you, or you can call them sub-adults. I call them adults. They're both 2 years old. The 25th of this month, they'll be 2 years. I have a sister and a brother left. This is a beautiful male eclipse. You can see that even as he's getting older, he's still got that dark chocolatey look. Beautiful, solid pattern. That's, once again, motley plus the recessive leopard, and he's 100% het albino. Same parents, actually, as the little guys I just showed you, except this guy is ready to breed. He's easily gonna breed the shit. Matter of fact, I might even keep this guy just because I'm like, you know what? I've held him so long, I might as well keep him, but we'll see. I don't think I have him on Morph Market, so if you guys are interested and you want to pick him up, you can hit me up separately. So like I said, I sell a lot of my snakes that way, just through these videos. People seeing the potential and stuff. And video really does tell you a lot more about an animal. You can get a better look. Beautiful black eyes, black tongue. Excellent, excellent specimen. And here's his sister, his beautiful sister, who's actually a little bigger than he is. She's totally saturated. You can see the reds. Remember, leopard has red in it. Motley makes it a lot darker. Look, you can see the red highlights in here. If you were to put hypo in this, hypo eclipses look orangish, you know, or actually almost like a light red. It takes away some of the dark tones. Obviously, this girl is also het albino, so you can produce sun eclipses, which is the leopard motley albino. And this girl, obviously not gonna breed this year, but the following year, next year, she'll probably be ready if you feed her. I feed my leopards. I don't feed them heavy because the leopards do better if they're underfed. I find they'll regurge sometimes, especially when they're babies, if you feed them too much. And so I've just been slow growing her, and she's looking great. But she is available. I'm not going to be keeping her because I have actually some older ones from 19 that I produced that I'm growing up. I have like 2 females already that are eclipses het albino. So you got a really good opportunity, guys, to pick something up really special here. And we're going to end today with this beautiful, beautiful albino leopard male from 2021. He's got some nice size in him. He might breed at the end of the year. Let me see when he was born. He might. He'll be 18 months. He might definitely breed. He's got the size on him. He's got enough age. Usually 18 months these guys will breed. Sometimes they need longer. But you can see this one has a lot more red saturation in him with a lot less pattern, which is kind of interesting. I'm almost, yeah. It's all the albino leopards look completely different. All the leopards look different. This one has less busyness, but a lot more red in him. Almost like purplish looking. And the albino works really well. This guy would probably be pretty dark, I would think, without the albino in him. And this just works really, really well. So I'm really happy with this little boy. I think he's going to someone who's a friend of mine who wants to buy him. So I can't keep them all. I'd love to keep them all, but can't do that, unfortunately. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today here at Palumbo's Pythons and Boas. Pretty quick hit because we were feeding today, and when we feed. We have a lot of rats and mice in the facility, frozen, thawed, some live for the ball pythons because they're a pain in the necks. You know how that goes. But I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I know a lot of people really liked the rainbow video I did the other day, and I got a lot of feedback, and actually a couple people bought some rainbow stuff, so that was kind of really cool. Hopefully these videos are working well for you guys in terms of education and kind of, I know sometimes we throw around names of genes, a million different genes at one time, and it seems overwhelming. I really try to break it down as simplistically as possible because I know it's like learning a whole new language sometimes when you get into snake breeding with all the morphs and the combinations, and then people make names for the combinations. It's not good enough just to call them a leopard eclipse, a leopard motley. You have to call them an eclipse, and then you have to know that an eclipse is a leopard motley. So I try to just pretend that no one knows anything, and so that everyone can learn. Because I remember when I first got into it, I didn't know anything, and I had to like Google stuff and try to figure it out on my own. So hopefully these videos do help. If they do, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, hit that like button. I'll see you back tomorrow morning.